Sijui tubakishe ingine Mo.
Mo ndampikia yake kula tu.
Wewe upika?
Mo upika.
Sana.
Sana, hata jana nilipikia Mo kuku kienyeji polite, fry na kaugali.
You know you're a mix of so many people. So unampikia ki-Uganda ama Kiluya, unampikia
mimi nampikia venye anataka. Unajua bwana wangu ni Mkikuyu ule wa ukweli. So kuna certain way hawa napikiwa ngwa food. So nilirudi Kikuyu style.
Na unaongeza kadhubu ndani.
Kila kitu unaweka kare, unafanya huwa unampatia.
Na unaongeza komaji
na unaendelea maneno.
Tumemaliza. Saize, thank you so much.
Sensitivity pain fast with Sensodyne Rapid Action for clinically proven relief in 60 seconds.
Superior stain removal na mwosho moja just got more affordable na 10 bob too.
Every day you hear news reports about the violence that children face.
We face sexual violence that tears our lives apart. We are beaten in our homes while we're supposed to be safe and even in school. We are insulted and berated.
If you see me being sexually abused, stop it.
If you see me being beaten, stop it.
If you see me being hit, stop it.
If you see me being bullied, stop it.
The violence against us will not end until you stop it. And the stories will remain the same until you change them.
Any form of violence against children is wrong. Report cases of abuse to a trusted adult, children's officers, the police, or call the child helpline 116. Spot it and stop it.
It's about time we got to work. There we go.
Red Bull gives you wings.
It's looking really good.
This Christmas, Quickmart wamesema wacha trolley isuffocate, wacha trolley ichoke. Jaza kwa sababu there's a whooping 1 million bob to be won. All you have to do ni kupiga shopping worth 1,500 and above. Na uko ndani ya draw. Krisi ibambe na Quickmart. Quickmart, fresh and easy.
When I cook nutrition for my family, I always use my 4-to-1 rule. To begin with, mix 1 cup of Nutri with 4 cups of cold water, and then you stir it and try and get a smooth consistency. Heat up your stove, then you pour your mixture into your pot or pan. Cook it for at least 5 to 8 minutes, and voila, you're done.
Nutri, every spoonful counts.
This is NTV.
Good evening. Trust yours has been a good Sunday. Our team at NTV is glad that you've chosen NTV Weekend Edition for the day's top stories. This is what we have lined up.
Tonight, the doctors are done talking. It is either more allowances or no work, and the church is concerned.
Huku hakuna pesa na huku kuna pesa ya kufanya vitu vingine. Hiyo tunasema serikali iangalie wa Kenya kwanza.
What I want to urge both the government, particularly the Ministry of Health and our doctors, is not to play politics with the Kenyan people.
The health sector is in crisis as the COVID count continues to go up. Also tonight, Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu steps into the Chief Justice's shoes and acting capacity, but is she suitable for that role? Plus, they were released from prison and now branded ex-cons.
Prison breaks you. Prison takes away your esteem. Anything you ever had built is taken away.
The stigma they face makes it hard for them to fit back into society.
When the gates open, you're so excited to start life again. But you find such an unforgiving society that brands you an ex-con.
Our special feature, Invisible Bars by Charity Mwangi, airs tonight.
Walikuwa wanaenda kuchota maji, lakini walikuwa wameichota na wakaiweka kando. Ilikuwa imechotwa. Sasa sijui ni nini waliona, ndio wakaingia huko kwa hiyo dam.
And a family left in mourning as 3 siblings die trying to rescue each other from a flooded quarry. Protests erupt as locals demand that the family be compensated.
This is Weekend Edition with Mark Masai.
We're a little late into starting this bulletin, but thank you for waiting and you'll not regret it. We have a good package lined up for you on the invisible bars in a bit. But first things first, much as the number of infections in the last week have not been remarkably on the rise, the call to action for Kenyans over the festive season is still loud. Speaking of the numbers, this is how the COVID-19 situation looks like. So far, there are 91,892 people who have been infected with COVID-19 after 366 more people tested positive from the latest round of testing on at least 4,205 samples. And I was hoping we'd get the numbers. There they are. The death toll from the virus in Kenya went up by 1 today to 1,587. 432 more COVID-19 patients tested negative for COVID-19, raising the number of those who have recovered to over 73,000. To reiterate, these are not just numbers, but lives that have been affected, and it could hit anyone. Throwing caution to the wind for many is what may cause a return to tougher measures like restricted movement. These are just some of the considerations that will be deliberated upon along the looming healthcare crisis as the National Emergency Response Committee meets tomorrow. Anita Nkonge starts us off.
This season, where under normal circumstances, many would be looking to gather, reconnecting with family and friends, with several even making travel plans. However, in this new normal with COVID-19, Kenyans are being advised to stay put and avoid gatherings over the festive season as much as possible in a bid to curb the pandemic. That is the appeal to prevent people possibly contracting the COVID-19 virus and falling ill, needing medical attention. Attention that may be hard to come by soon. Doctors are set to go on strike on the 21st of December if the government fails to act on their demands.
Governments across the world have come out in full support of their healthcare workers. In our country, the neglect and working environment has resulted in the loss of now over 30 healthcare workers.
Some of their demands include adequate provisions of personal protective equipment, comprehensive medical insurance, and risk allowance, among several other demands. Clinical officers and nurses have been on strike for a week now over failed dialogue with the government to meet their demands. Men of the cloth who normally seek divine intervention are invoking more deliberate steps to help save the situation as a matter of urgency.
Priority must be given the attention of coming up with an amicable solution that the doctor strike is abated and we are able to see all our doctors protected. We also want to urge them not to overburden the Kenyan people with heavy demands that cannot be met.
Kumaanisha ya kwamba bridges ni madaraja. Sasa if they are true to what they are saying, wapi daraja ya kwenda kwa madaktari? Wapi daraja ya kwenda kwa mashule? Wapi daraja ya kwenda kwa raia ya kawaida? So wamekuwa tu na daraja moja ya siasa.
Huku hakuna pesa na huku kuna pesa ya kufanya vitu vingine. Hiyo tunasema serikali iangalie Wakenya kwanza.
With the impending full-on healthcare paralysis, President Uhuru Kenyatta came off as nonchalant to the situation as he made no mention of it during his Jamhuri Day address on Saturday. It would be interesting to see whether he will give specific directives on the plight of the frontline healthcare workers on Monday as he chairs the National Emergency Response Committee meeting on COVID-19. Anita Nkonge, NTV.
There's been a mention of bridges in that story, and that's where we cross over to the Amani National Congress Party leader Musalia Mudavadi has cautioned the government that if the Building Bridges initiative isn't done and dealt with as soon as possible, saving the country's struggling economy later will be impossible. At the same time, Kongamano La Mageuzi movement has vowed to oppose the entire BBI exercise, even as it continues to divide the country into political camps. Vincent Oduor has that report.
As Kenyans wait for the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission to verify the millions of BBI signatures that were collected, the Kongamano La Katiba movement has vowed to mount a no campaign across the country against the BBI-driven referendum.
Few privileged persons who are in political leadership of this country want to impose a constitution on the people of Kenya. A constitution which is going to be hazardous for the people of this country. It is a question of dividing the loot between the top cream, who are supposed to be the privileged class, whereas the Kenyans continue suffering.
And we must actually resist and defy. And that is our common stand here, that the issue of power sharing that has been going on between the Jubilee government and the opposition, that Kenyans, I want to repeat today, that Kenyans are tired of politics of power sharing. We want politics of wealth sharing.
Clergy representatives from Busia and Nandi Anglican Diocese have faulted what they have termed as hypocrisy behind the Building Bridges initiative.
Sasa, if they are true to what they are saying, wapi daraja ya kwenda kwa madaktari? Wapi daraja ya kwenda kwa mashule? Wapi daraja ya kwenda kwa raia ya kawaida? So wamekuwa tu na daraja moja ya siasa at the expense of other bridges.
On his part, ANC party leader Musalia Mudavadi has reiterated the need to quickly wind up the BBI initiative so as to embark on the recovery of the country's collapsing economy.
For 2.5 years we've debated it. Wacha hii kitu ikuje, watu wapige kura, we go this side or that way, we finish, tuende kwa mambo mengine. Let us start telling people how we shall recover from the crisis that we are facing. Lakini hatuwezi tuseme tunaendelea, ati tunataka tuwe tunaongea BBI until 2022.
This BBI initiative will need to build more bridges than initially thought, as it seems to increasingly create opposing political camps in the country while shaping the 2022 succession politics. Vincent Oduor, NTV.
Speaking of successional politics, now that Chief Justice David Maraga has retired, the spotlight is on his deputy, Philomena Mwilu, who is charged with performing the functions of the higher office. But her suitability for the role is a subject of a court petition filed by Okiya Omtata last week, and that's not the extent of it. Her suitability to serve as a judge in the first place is a subject of not one, but 4 petitions before the Judicial Service Commission, one of which was submitted by no less than the Directorate of Criminal Investigations and the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. How does this bode for the judiciary? Olive Burrows interrogates.
David Maraga sought to cut the figure of a Chief Justice beyond reproach, one whose ideals could not be compromised, no matter the cost. But as the curtain falls on his tenure and he exits the stage, another controversial figure takes his place, Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu. Together with Chief Justice Maraga, she bore the brunt of annulling a presidential election in 2017, and now hers is the head that wears the heavy crown, or more appropriately, ceremonial wig.
I sometimes tell people that these women give me hell, but it is good.
As she steps up to the plate, her suitability for the role has come under challenge. Okiya Omtata last week sought to have the High Court bar her from stepping into Maraga's shoes in his absence. In making his case, he made reference to the criminal charges the Director of Public Prosecutions preferred against her back in August of 2018. Accused of abusing her influence as a judge to renegotiate loan repayment terms and of tax evasion. A 5-judge bench quashed the criminal proceedings the state had leveled against the DCJ on the grounds that it was based on illegally acquired evidence. However, the High Court determined that the charges were factually and legally sound. Omtata's court filings read: Mwilu has since been accused of frustrating the JSC's efforts at interrogating her suitability to continue to hold the office of judge by obtaining a court injunction. In her submissions, Mwilu accused some members of the commission of demonstrating bias against her. I shall return on 11th January 2021 to formally hand over to you to continue acting as Chief Justice for a period not exceeding 6 months or until a new Chief Justice is appointed. A letter written by Maraga to Mwilu reads: Mwilu will therefore be required to work with her accusers as part of the National Council on the Administration of Justice, together with whom she's engaged in contentious court battles. What then will that mean for public confidence in the integrity of the judiciary? A confidence Maraga has fought tooth and nail to engender despite President Uhuru Kenyatta's repeated portrayals of the judiciary as a weak link in the war on graft.
If the executive and parliament, which are also arms of government, are a direct expression of the will of the people, who is the judiciary accountable to? Where are the judicial checks and balances located outside of the Judicial Service Commission, led and dominated by officers of the court?
Olive Burrows, NTV.
The Teachers Service Commission and the Kenya National Union of Teachers are embroiled in a new tussle, this time over restrictions for teachers under TSC from participating in political activities. The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission in October issued a circular restricting state and public officers from engaging in political activities of political parties. Setolale has that report.
There's a renewed standoff between the Teacher Service Commission, TSC, and the Kenya National Union of Teachers, NAT, with each trying to teach the other a lesson in politics. The TSC is reading the riot act to teachers who are involved in politics. The Teacher Service Commission, through a memo written by its Chief Executive Officer, Nancy Macharia, dated 1st December 2020, and directed to regional and county directors, banned all teachers registered under TSC from engaging in political activities. The circular, which was also copied to Kenya National Union of Teachers and the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers, KUPPET, refrain teachers from holding office in a political party, compromising political neutrality, publicly declaring support for or opposition for any political party or a candidate, acting as an agent of any political party or candidate. TSC's move of banning teachers from political activities comes 2 months after the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, in a circular dated 1st October 2020, restricted all appointed state and public officers from participating or engaging in political activities of political parties. But in a quick rejoinder, NAT's Secretary General Wilson Sossion, a nominated legislator, rejected the move to restrict teachers from engaging in political activities, stating it is a violation of their rights. NAT's response reads in part, and I quote, "The circular is uncalled for, frightening and indeed total abuse of the law, especially at this period of constitutional reforms through the Building Bridges initiative." Responding to NAT's objection, the Teachers Service Commission reiterated its initial position that teachers remain restricted from engaging in politics of whichever nature. The latest debacle between the teachers' employer and the union follows sharp disagreements between the two entities over membership and salaries.
We shall never be divided.
Last year, TSC officially terminated the contract of NAT's Secretary General Wilson Sossion following his nomination in Parliament by ODM party by deregistering him as a teacher, thereby barring him from teaching in any school, whether public or private. With both sides maintaining their hard stance over the matter, there are concerns the rift could drag on in court or take an uglier turn in the wake of schools reopening next month. Seth Olale, NTV.
The enforcement of COVID-19 prevention protocols has unfortunately given some police officers an excuse to harass members of the public. To avoid unfriendly encounters with the law enforcers, being at one's best behavior may be a solution, but one that is too late for Joseph Macharia to take, as he has been bedridden for the last 6 months after a scuffle with police. Fatma Bugu has his story.
This is Magongo, an outlying township northwest of Mombasa Island. This is where we meet Joseph Macharia lying on his bed. He was allegedly assaulted by police who claim he had violated curfew guidelines.
Kaniambia anaenda kulala, nikamwambia juu hata time ya curfew imefika, lakini haendi bali ni hapa tu nyuma. Anaweza tu akatoka, lakini alienda wakampata wakampiga.
Kufika nyumbani kwenye mlango na kuta kijana amelala pale kwenye geti ya nyuma kabisa. Nikimwangalia nikaona ni washari. Tukapiga, wakaja kumchukua na tukatoka peleka hospitali Portrees.
Walimpiga picha wakaona kwa ubongo mahali penye aliumia na kumpatia tu hizo madawa zenye aliandikiwa. Ikiwa tuna matarajio ati kuna siku moja tu Mungu atatenda na ataamka.
Macharia can no longer feed himself and he's fitted with feeding tubes for his nourishment. Keeping Macharias alive has become his family's only concern, and it's costly.
Chochote hata hizo madawa ni bode alafu ni munyweshe na hiyo pipe. Kila kitu kinapitia ndani ya pipe.
Macharia's sickness has drained the family's resources. The family has fallen 9 months behind in its rent obligations.
Hata mahali penye mtoto wangu analala, mnaona analala juu ambao juu hata singekuwa na uwezo wa kumnunulia hata kitanda kizuri. Niko na shida.
That's how she is. Hana any breadwinner. Huyu ndiye alikuwa breadwinner wake ambaye alikuwa anangangana huko na huko at least alete.
The Independent Policing Oversight Authority is investigating circumstances leading to Macharia's injuries.
We found that the police were culpable in this matter, then we will have to recommend that the appropriate legal action be taken against the officers who are concerned.
According to Haki Africa statistics, 32 people have died at the hands of police in the coastal region as police enforce orders to contain the spread of corona.
Kuanzia mwezi Machi hadi hii leo tuko na visa visivyopungua 110. Kuna mwanamke anayeishi Chaani ako na miaka 57. Aliweza kupigwa na polisi mpaka akavunjwa meno yake.
Juzi kwa mkia jana mtoto wa kike amekufa pale Voi na yote alipigwa na polisi. Tumesema enough is enough.
Kenyans accustomed to enjoying Christmas as well as New Year events outdoors till the wee hours of the morning will have to shelve their plans as the Ministry of Health protocols will certainly still be in effect to stop the spread of coronavirus. Fatma Bugu, NTV, Mombasa County.
Hopefully with such sad stories, it's clear to everyone of the enforcers that we ought to be fighting the pandemic, not each other. NTV Weekend Edition takes its first break. When we return, we have that special feature by Charity Mwangi. Stay with us.
The aerial challenge is moving across Kenya, improving Kenyans' lives by saving them money, offering brilliant stain removal in one wash.
Wino ni mojawapo wa madoa sugu ambayo hayatoki kwa nguo, sio?
Let us see which detergent removes stubborn stains.
Na tofauti kwa hizi vitambaa zangu mbili. Kitambaa gani imeokoa pesa kina mama? Napenda hilo kwa sababu mosho yake ni mmoja tu. Hata ndio hii nimenunua mara yangu ya kwanza.
Watch out for the aerial challenge coming to a town near you.
Kuchukua selfie ni kuchukua control ya future yako. Buy an Quick or Insti HIV test kit from your local pharmacy or through My Dawa. Hurry and get yours today at 150 Kenya shillings for a limited period of time. To talk to someone on how to use the test kits or interpret the test results and what to do next, call 1190. Amua kujua. Chukua selfie.
Rhino Mabati Factory Limited is a manufacturer of custom-made roofing mabati up to 6.5 meters that save up to 25% on off-cuts cost. We offer fast free delivery countrywide. You can now enjoy our Christmas mega sales on all tile profile charcoal grey matte finish gauge 28 at only 645 shillings per meter. Visit any of our factory showrooms in Kitengela along Namanga Roads or Meru Makutano.
Kila siku unapokaza mshipi, unapozidi bidii, unapoongeza maarifa ya kuimarisha maisha, unapoongeza nguvu ya kukusongeza mbele, unaposherehekea na kuwakaribisha wengine kufurahia nawe, unapojijenga kibiashara na kuonyesha penzi lako, unga unaozaidisha uko papo hapo, kuzaidisha utamu wa maisha kwa kila namna, kila mara. Familia ya Ajab imeongezeka ili uzidishe mapishi. Mambo ni Ajab.
Lakewood Emerald School, Kitengela. Lakewood Emerald School, Kitengela is a leading day and boarding learning institution located in the outskirts of Kitengela town. We offer high-quality education services that are globally competitive. Our vision is to be the global leader in the provision of quality, affordable, and holistic education. It is a sister school to Lakewood School, Komarok, and Lakewood Premier Utawala.
Ngeni, pole su, imejaa.
Nini? Tunakujua kwa nini wazee wetu wanapotelea kwako.
Ndio tulikuwa tunataka kujua siri yako.
Siri ndio hiyo. Introducing the new salad oil with a spout for easy use. Comes packed with omega-6 and 9 and vitamin A and D and at a price that doesn't dent your wallet.
Leo utakula nyumbani.
Salad. Siri ndio hiyo.
Raukia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku. Pata offers zote mahali pamoja ili uongeze zaidi, utume SMS zaidi na ubrowse zaidi.
Wewe usijali. Tuma namba ya kila supplier kwa hiyo soko. Enda Jubilee nitaongea na kila mmoja wao.
Mwaka sasa bogwa.
Unajua leo ndio siku yangu ya kutafutia hii mmea yangu bei nzuri sokoni. Na kuna mtu nimepewa namba yake nimpigie nimuelezee pole pole. Ndio unajua na mama wengi sana huko sokoni. Ni ofa gani mzuri leo?
Very good. Piga *444# utunukiwe Credo double.
Sio kwangu, rudi.
kuna moja nduthi, so I think miguu mbili nahitaji hapa na hapa.
I'm empowered girl from Korea.
But everybody was just do it.
I'm not sure of what the faces of those who will be going to Doha look like, but I'm certain they look like us. Mti inaweza geuka hivi na nikose kufika Nairobi.
What comes to your mind when you think of the perfect home for your family? Is it the beauty, the comfort, the security, the convenience, or even the affordability? Victory Gardens offers exactly that and much more. Call us today on 0790 300 300.
Prison life is hard, but for most of the people who have served a prison sentence, what's tougher is re-entering an unforgiving society after the lapse of their sentence. NTV's Charity Mwangi spoke to some ex-convicts whose journey of piecing together their lives has revealed a different side of relatives and friends. Years after leaving prison, they remain behind invisible bars that have them struggling to lead an honest life.
When we first met Swahib Mohammed Swahib in prison, he was serving out the last days of his 18-year-long sentence for robbery with violence. Football has been a healing balm for the isolation and loneliness of prison life. It's a passion he kicked up and hoped to build on before his life took a drastic turn for the worst. It's now 2 years since he stepped out from behind bars, a freshly minted symbol of second chances. Eager to pick up the pieces of his broken life, eager to start over.
1 meter distance.
But he will soon realize the sentence never really ends. The transition was anything but smooth.
Sasa cleanless.
He was condemned to a life behind invisible bars that barred him from reaching out for his dreams. It's a difficult road back, but he makes the most of it, using his spare time to raise awareness on the downside to engaging in crime.
Crime does not pay. Hakuna Nobel, ama prize, ama kikombe utaitwa umeiba sana, ama umepora watu sana. Of which imeni cause miaka 18 nikiwa ndani ya gereza, tena gereza kubwa la Kamiti. Na nimetoka, nimepata mabadiliko makubwa. Mamangu unaona nilimwacha akiwa kasichana, sasa hivi unaona anaelekea kuitwa nyanya, ashaitwa hata ana wajukuu kadhaa. Of which ni hasara kwangu pia.
Nilifurahi mpaka hata nikulia, nililia, hata sikuweza kutabasamu, nikulia, nililia, ni furaha. Nilisikia raha sana kuona mtoto wangu wako uhuru. Na nikashukuru Mwenyezi Mungu, na nikajua Mwenyezi Mungu ana uwezo. Amewasomesha ukaa chini, anawaambia wewe kuchukua kitu ya mtu si vizuri. Soma na mimi, hiyo miaka 18 nimekaa huko, unaona nimekuja na nini, kuchukua simu ya mtu, kupiga mtu ngeta, kufanya utututu mambo twa crime si nzuri, crime si poa.
But the road to redemption has more bumps and sharp bends than he had imagined. Without means of earning a living, he was forced to move back into his mother's house.
Mimi na mama yangu sasa tunakazana, of which maisha ni ngumu. Unaona mtu kama mimi nikitoka 18 good years nimekuja hapa, I'm like a luggage to my mom. Mama yangu si ati ameajiriwa mahali ati anapewa mamilion ama anapata nini. Yeye mwenyewe anajikimu, anafanya kwa Thika Municipal Council. Of which ni mzigo tu nilikuwa namletea hata hiyo miaka 18. Ajifunge na masabuni aniletee, ajifunge na 500 aniletee aniandikie maziwa. Of which unapata kama ulifanya crime ya 2000 unaleta loss ya 100,000.
Alipotoka amekaa hapa nyumbani, ndio ninamshughulikia kula, namshughulikia kile atavaa, kama mtoto wangu ajilisiezi muachilia, ni mtoto wangu ni mimi nazaa.
It has been a torturous journey towards finding himself. Now he's finally free of a life that had pulled and tugged at him for years. But the journey ahead is just as hard, but still he carries on.
Sasa hivi na miaka 34 na of which identity sina. Niliingia nikiwa mchanga sana kamiti. I was underage, lakini nyakati ile wako wanafuatilia hiyo. Nikaeko hapo for 18 good years. Now I'm outside. I don't have the identity card. I don't have a good conduct, of which mimi mzaliwa. Nimezaliwa hapa Thika, mamangu hapa. I must have an ID so that I can push myself. Mimi sahi nafaa kuwa na bibi. Nafaa kuwa na kwangu. Nafaa kuwa na watoto wangu, of which sitaangalia ile ilipita. Iliyopita ni ndwele. Lakini sasa tuangalie haya yajayo, of which serikali lazima ituangalie. Lazima itupatie hizi opportunity. Unaweza ona sija change, but change start with me. Nikisema kwa roho yangu, it is over, it is over.
His efforts to make something of his broken life amounted to nothing.
Sija employiwa mahali. Hakuna mahali mimi huenda ati ni kujituma tu vibarua tu leta watu wanakujua. Kuja ufanya hii hapa nitakupa 200, kuja ufanya hii hapa nitakupa 500. Na hiyo pia ni nadra, hautaitwa kila siku. Nilikuwa nasoma mindful leadership, nika graduate, I have the certificate. Nikaingia kwa comedy, I have a certificate of which nilipewa na chipukizi. Mimi nilikuwa nafuatilia sport, nikaingia coaching, nikachukua coaching course certificate ya KFF. I have it, but now hizi vitu zote ni bure. Without an ID card, without a good contact, you cannot get a job to someone. Hauwezi. Na siko ubaya yao. Hivyo ndio kunafaa kuwe ndio uandikwa kazi. Sasa mtu kama mimi hapa kule tu.
It's a struggle that Peter Kimanthi knows all too well. He was only 11 years old when he ran afoul of the law and got acquainted with the criminal justice system. His life changed drastically after the death of his only caregiver, his grandmother.
I was 10. So hakuna mtu nyumbani ningekaa na yeye. Ni uncle zangu na wale watu ungefikia ungeenda kwao wakusaidie, waka ku neglect in that way that ungeenda kwao ufukuze. Na nikaona the only way ile ninge survive ni kutoka huko ni kuje tafuta place kama town. Sababu nilikuwa nasikia kuna watu wengine wetu wanakaa Nairobi. Na I walked from Makueni hadi Machakos. Siku 2. So wakati nilifika huko, ile kitu ilikuwa ya kwanza nikaingia kwa street. Kwenye nilala that night. Nikalala na watchman, nikapata na watchman akanisaidia, nikamwelezea story yangu na akanisaidia. Na the following day I opted that nirudi nyumbani. Nikamwambia kwangu hiyo haingekuwa option ya kurudi nyumbani. So I had to find a way ni ya kuishi. Sababu nyumbani hakuna place ningeenda.
It took some time before he could adjust to the new reality, but he did.
Nikapatana na vijana wa town. Mistreatment ya kwanza ile kukua ni kama bold. Wanakubol maswali, umetoka wapi, kama wewe ni spy. Unakuja kujua kwenye mashimo zile wanakaa ndo wapeleke kwa makarao. With time wakaget used na mimi sababu walikuwa na kwa sport. So wakaanza kuwa wananikaribisha ina informal sababu lazima uvute bangi. That's what the introduction kwa street. Uyo glue ama wabebe ndio wajue ndio kama wewe umewaseti upate wewe ndio umejiseti kwa makarao.
Down the rabbit hole he went. From living rough, he quickly and easily transitioned into a life of crime, a line he never thought he would cross.
Ukapata aso za street unaezana nazo, kupickpocket wase, kunini kitu kama Masai ameshika. Na ikafika place sasa ikakuwa Machakos was not my street, sababu you feel umekuwa umemaliza umepata primary school ya street life. So,
taking a step forward and further down the stray path, he found himself in the big city, Nairobi. He thought offered better prospects than what he had been accustomed to. He settled around Muthurwa and soon found his way around the city.
Nikajua there's another way of hustling bila kusumbua, bila kuibia wase. Ile saa ungeokota ma plastic, unaenda unauza, unapata kibarua ya kubeba your stuff kutoka kwa wase hapo, unapeleka mahali fulani, unapewa mbao.
But an operation to rehabilitate street children in 2003, though well-meaning, may just have been the start of his troubles. Authorities tried to get in touch with his family, but couldn't trace them. He was bounced off from one police station to another, often shuttling between Nairobi and Machakos. Until one day, police tricked him into admitting to a crime he says he didn't commit. The murder of a fellow street urchin.
Rastamende alishutiwa na polisi. Tukua pamoja. Tuliamka asubuhi ile tumeenda hustle za kuokota hizo ma plastic mwende muuze na just finding a way to survive. Akatuapananga na polisi. Na ilikuwa in between railways na Marikiti. Akanishutia yangu hapo. The following day aikakujanga kwa news. Sasa adhabu alishutiwa ina gunshot shootout with the police. Na mimi msee mnajua mlala na yeye, mmemka asubuhi mko haso zenu. People advice for inmates. Wakaniambia wase buda ukikubali hiyo story ya kumada, hii utapelekwa place mbaya sana. Polisi anakuambia ukubali utaenda kusaidiwa. Now without innocence you want a better life. So una comply na hiyo unaenda kwa court, nikaandikwa mashtaka, nikaenda kotini Machakos, nikakubali makosa yangu.
That innocent, desperate move changed his life forever. He found himself incarcerated at just the tender age of 11.
Sasa tunaingia Shimulatewa, mnakaribishwa na kupigwa. Kuna wasi tulipianga wakakufa. Tukikuja kotini, in the waiting rooms tulikuwa tunakaa na hawa watu wakubwa. There was no separation. Na then ikafikanga place, sasa mimi nikachinjwa wangu wa cell. Nikaekanga wa cell ilikuanga kwa stairs place. Na hiyo cell ilikuwa ni kama ndio the pathway ya maji. Sasa maji ikitoka, kukinyesha maji ikitoka huko juu inashuka, inapita kwa hiyo room. Kwenye mlikuwa mnaenda choo. Ni bucket kubwa kama hii. Iko somewhere kwa kona mahali. Ilikuwa imejaa. Ilikuwa na overflow na with those white stuff, maggots unajua kukiwa wet zinapanda kwa ukuta. Lakini that was life ule subjected to na una choice. Na nikakaa hapo seme kama 1.5 years from 2002 hadi 2007. Okay, umelose time mob. Na after hizo polisi sasa Ushimalatewa ndio wakati tulifikanga huko, umeambiwa unaenda kusoma, then unapata whatever you expected is far different from ile ulikuwa umeambiwa. Na with no choice inabidi una persevere your stuff, your life.
Kimanthi later escaped from prison. A children's officer in Machakos helped him get into a children's home in the same county. Here, he got an opportunity to complete his basic education and even pursued a course in film production. Though he graduated and is skilled, he can only put his skills to work as a media volunteer in a church. His past has made it that much harder for him to secure better opportunities.
I've had many opportunities to get better jobs. With the UN, nilikuwa nimepata a UN job ya driver. Nikaambiwa I submit a good contact. I applied for that. I tried to explain to them. They do nikawajaribu kwa, then that's when I went to the police, to the DCI. Nikawambia nimepata hii job na this is serious opportunity for me, maybe a lifetime stuff, and if I lose this then wakaniambia they can hawazinisaidia. They kind of wanakuambia wanakutishia sawa utakutana ndani, you are so much disabled, you are umekuwa stubborn sana. Na niende mara mbili, so nikaona so I let it go. Then I had to give up mambo ya apply your document. So you wait for the good people who really believe in you.
The Invisible Bars, just part one of Charity Mwangi's story, and we'll hear more from accounts from people like Swahib and Kimanthi. So stay with us. Part two after the break.
Hi, I am Elut Kipchoge, World Marathon Record holder. I am here to encourage you to be active, to keep moving, and be positive in life. Remember to continue using your Hapsa debit or credit card when out shopping to win fantastic rewards. That's Africanacity. That's Hapsa.
Rock Industries brings you rock plastic with a variety of kitchenware, ranging from kitchen dishes, cups, plates, clothesline pegs, spoons, and even rulers for learners. All this coming in your preferred size, beautiful colors and texture, and our products are one shop away from where you are across the country. All Rock Industries Limited products are 100% virgin raw material that is cost-friendly. For these and more products, contact our offices on 0722 575619 or 0736-02-8181. You can also visit our offices in Industrial Area, Ndume Road, off Lunga Lunga Road, Nairobi.
Did you know at Ruiru Mabati Factory you can open an account and lipa pole pole at your convenience? Did you know at Ruiru Mabati Factory you can get customized sizes according to your roof plan to avoid wastage? Did you know Ruiru Mabati Factory offers free delivery countrywide within 72 hours?
To order, call us now on 0111 050 700. Ruiru Mabati Factory, mali safi kwa bei poa.
With a Stay Soft refill, saving money is as easy as snip, pour, mix with water and shake. Stay Soft refill. It's 2 liters of Stay Soft for up to 30% less.
Man, you got to have game. When it's all sweat, pressure and anxiety, yet that's just halftime. Stay cool and in the game with Imperial Leather for Men range. Wear luxury. A little luxury goes a long way.
This Christmas, Anana's Mall Thika invites all to discover Thika. Bambika Thika Kikwetu. Lots of movies to be gifted at the newly opened Naivas supermarket in the mall. Happy hours starting 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at our Choma Zone every Sunday up to 27th December 2020. A free glass of wine for every kg Choma. Terms and conditions apply. Real Christmas, real fun. See you there. Anana's Mall Thika, Shoppers Paradise.
clinic na baba Brenda.
Mume wako anakubali mwende hospitali pamoja? Wangu hata nimlipe, hawezi kubali.
Ilibidi twende na yeye, nipimwe. Yeye hapimwe. Kama kuna HIV, nipewe dawa ndio mtoto asipate HIV.
Wanaume wenzangu, kuandamana na mama akienda clinic na pia kujua hali yako ya HIV ni muhimu. Inaonyesha unamjali na pia unajali mtoto wako mtarajio. Je, unajijua?
Unapoendelea kujikinga kutokana na HIV, tafadhali zingatia taratibu zote za serikali za kujikinga na virusi vya corona.
HIV, afya bora, maisha bora. Jipime, jiinue.
For this group of women, their circumstances and time served at the Langata Women Maximum Prison brought them even closer. Dealt a bad hand by life, they now often check on each other and help each other shoulder life's burden.
1 year visa, 1 year visa, 10 year, 10 year.
Teresa Njoroge heads this support group dubbed Clean Start. The idea was born of the reflections from her time in prison. She served for a year for handling a fraudulent transaction.
It was almost 10 million. It was 9.9 million Kenya shillings. Quite some amount of money for someone to lose. And even though I knew very well that I hadn't stolen that money, while I was in prison, it hurt, yes, but it was listening to the stories of the other women that even hurt more.
Her time in prison opened her eyes to the struggles that those who go through the country's flawed criminal justice system face.
The women I was interacting with first did not even have legal representation when they got arrested. Most of them were poor, who didn't have good education backgrounds. Some were illiterate. Others, they just didn't have economic opportunities. You listen to a woman's story and you think to yourself, you don't deserve to be in prison. You need to be empowered. Some were arrested hawking. Whatever, for most of them, whatever had brought them into prison, you can tell it's the lack of opportunities because it was mostly petty survival crimes.
Teresa served time with her 3-month-old baby, and every day behind bars with her child tested her resolve.
Prison breaks you. Prison takes away your esteem. Anything you ever had built is taken away. Shame, that embarrassment, the conditions you live in. It's a really difficult place. How you're even treated, how you're talked to. You know, you don't wake up and decide today I'm going to do X, Y, Z to better myself. You wake up at a time when you're told this is the time you wake up. This is the work you're going to do. You don't even use your mind. The schedule is already made for you. And then guards are all over, watching over you. You cannot even, moving from one place to another, you've got to ask, Madam, naweza nikaenda, you know, you even stop using your mind. It alters your DNA. Your worth is taken away from you.
While life behind bars was difficult for her, it was much more for her little one.
In prison, fast water is a luxury. You don't have all the time to birth your child and take care of your child. It's a tough situation. I saw so many mothers put water in water bottles. Not the water bottles, the bottles, you know, you look for bottles, you put some water, and then you put it on roofs, hoping it will warm for you to wipe your child. And that's the life we lived. If it's food, it's not like you're getting your portion of daily fruits or milk, and you know how we raise our children well. If well-wishers didn't bring the fruits or green grams and things like those, your child will eat from your portion, and it's not like prison food is a delicacy. So it's really tough for children who accompany their mothers to prison.
And it's not just the food that is bad for the children, but also the culture within the prison walls.
The language that they get to hear there. Thank you, please. Those are foreign words. They know words like nitakuua, I'll kill you, I'll beat you. Vulgar language. It's depressing to see a small little child grow up to that, and that's what they know. I'm grateful that my child learned her first words when she was on the outside, but I bleed all the time remembering all the children who are 4, 5 years old and the words I could hear them talk about in there. It hurts.
While she was close to her child, for other incarcerated mothers, it was hard not knowing the whereabouts or well-being of their children.
If there's something that depresses and distresses women in prison, it's their children. Where are my children? How are they doing? And when you get reports, they're not good reports. Because remember, most of them come from very poor, marginalized backgrounds. So it's not like they left their children with a sister or their children with... No, they left those children on their own. And maybe they were picked up by a neighbor or they hit the streets.
Kafungwa Lang'ata miaka 5, nikakaa remand miaka 3 na nikafungwa miaka 2 prison. So yote ikakuwa 5 good years. Lakini nilivyotoka nikapata mtoto wangu mmoja ameteseka, amekonda, amekaa maisha mbaya, lakini Mungu akatusaidia tena, mahali tumetoka ni mbali. Na vijana wameendelea tu sasa kugrow na wako tu sawa.
Nimekaa many years, 11 good years. Kama huyu kijana wangu alikuwa hapa mrefu, nilimwacha akiwa 2 years. Nimekuja nimempata ako form 2. Sasa unaona, sasa nilijua tu hiyo rejection lazima ikue.
You think that having been through with the sentence was the toughest thing you've endured, and you're so happy that you're done with that part. And when the gates open, you're so excited to start life again. But you find such an unforgiving society that brands you an ex-con, brands you a criminal. No second chance. And if you can feel your heart is still beating, you're still alive. You need to build yourself up again. But the society is not offering that to you. You can't get a certificate of good conduct, no matter how good you now are, rehabilitated and ready to live life afresh. You can't get that. You can't get jobs. It's really difficult.
Kuna kazi nilikuwa nimeapply, sasa wakaniambia good conduct inatakikana. Sasa good conduct mikono zangu haziwezi, not unless ni haribu ama ulipe huko wakuharibie. Sio rahisi kupata.
Uharibu kivipi?
Okay.
Unajua mtu amejaribu kuharibu?
Yes, kuna mtu aliniambia tu alitoka ndani, sijui mkono alikatakata ama alifanya nini. Sasa haikupatana na ile ya crime. Juu sasa hizi fingers zangu kama zimechukuliwa nikienda huko siwezi pewa.
With formal employment out of reach, they try their luck in business, which also has its fair share of challenges.
First time when nilitoka nilifungua hoteli. Hoteli nikaendelea haiku nipeleka poa. Alafu kuna my sister mwenye anasomesha hao watoto wangu. Niko na vijana wawili by the way. Sasa huyu my sister akanifungulia exhibition. Sasa hii harakati ya kazi kuendelea na hii kazi ilikuwa imepick vizuri, ndio nikagonjeka nikaadmitiwa.
Many of those who found themselves on the wrong side of the law and who have been through correctional programs often find it hard to reintegrate into society, to find their footing and to make a decent life for themselves. And as such, it's easy to slide back into the darkness and back in prison.
I went through a very difficult time that landed me in debt. Fortunately, the person who I owed money decided to take me to court, and that is how come I landed into prison. If they are not able to earn or fend for their children, I assure you they go back into the system. And if they don't have a support system that is stable around them, they look for other ways to put food on their table for their children.
Teresa's organization provides a safety net for those who have served time and have turned their lives around, offering a supportive shoulder once they step back into the community.
As a first-time mom, the first year of my daughter's life, we were at Langata Women Maximum Prison. And that's the beginning of her journey, unfortunately. However, I have said to myself, I'll do the best that I can for her to heal and to understand that it was an injustice. And I'm glad that she can see the efforts I'm putting in to right that wrong. Because I remember when we left prison, my daughter couldn't take a bath in the bathtub. You couldn't just put her in water. She had never ever seen so much water. And I had to teach her in her second and third year of enjoying a bath through the work that we do, show her photos, tell her stories, for her to get to understand why this journey.
Mary Khayemba, who serves as the Director of Rehabilitation at the Kenya Prison Service, admits that the country's correctional service may not be ideal, but the officials are trying their best.
If they can develop halfway houses where people can go, being held for a short while, as they look for their way out, that will be lovely. It will reduce reoffending among the inmates, which is our priority, because we would like as many people to settle in the community as much as possible.
She says the society has a role to play in embracing those who have served prison sentences.
If there are people who need help, if there are people who need to be supported, if there are people who need to be held their hands and just settle in the community, are the people who have been in prison for a long time. They are really harmless. They have gone through the experience. They have learned a lot. They could be models. They could be the people of the outside there who could go outside there and tell people life can change.
She faults the criminal justice system for fingerprinting underage suspects as it dents their prospects of making a better life for themselves once reformed.
Let him get a letter from prison, a recommendation letter, just to wherever, to show that he was jailed on this day and he was underage.
She also believes the government ought to review its policy on giving out certificates of good conduct to show faith in the correctional aspects of prison life.
Can something be done? Because actually this is a bar. It really denies many inmates an opportunity to progress. And right now, everywhere you go, certificate of good conduct. Wherever you go, certificate of good conduct. They come here and they tell me, madam, now what do? We can't get certificate of good conduct. We have been outside there for 10 years. We have not reoffended. Can the government take a stand and say, when an inmate has done a mistake for this number, committed an offense, but he's been out for like 5 years at most, can he be accepted? And then the crimes, whatever, are removed.
Until that is achieved, Swahib, Kimanthi and the Clean Start women will unfortunately remain confined to the dictates of a society that is less than welcoming to ex-convicts. The road to rebuilding their lives has not been easy. The experiences do not just serve as a lesson to those who may be flirting with crime, but also as a rallying call to government that justice ought to be done and to be seen to be done. They say they only need just a little bit of help if they are to live a crime-free life. Charity Mwangi, NTV.
Thank you, Charity Mwangi and team, for that unique perspective, the invisible bars. And as you're watching, some responded. Martin Ocholi, you asked, don't we have confidence in the power of the prison system to rehabilitate offenders? Ms. Wayua says, the thought of raising a child in prison is unimaginable. That part has moved me. Now, Momanyi, you say the police is lacking prudence it's lacking prudence in their workmanship. Certificate of good conduct should be issued at a time of discharge or should be asked to collect it after some expiry of a set period, including other documents that one may require, such as an ID. We'll have that full episode on our YouTube page if you missed a detail on that, and you can share it forward. Much more coming up after this break, including the sports.
Malkia siku njema na tunukiwa offers kila siku.
Piga star 444 hashi utunukiwe credo double.
Unapojijenga kibiashara na kuonyesha penzi lako, unga unaozaidisha uko papo hapo, kuzaidisha utamu wa maisha kwa kila namna, kila mara. Familia ya Ajab imeongezeka ili uzidishe mapishi. Mambo ni Ajab.
Hi, I am Masai Kipchoge, World Marathon Tokosola. I am here to encourage you to be active, to keep moving, and be positive in life. Remember to continue using your Hapsa debit or credit card when health shopping to win fantastic rewards. That's African acid. That's Hapsa.
Beat sensitivity pain fast with Sensodyne Rapid Action for clinically proven relief in 60 seconds.
Set some time aside to relax and awaken your senses with Nivea Body Oil and Lotion. Available in cherry blossom, vanilla and rose scents. Carve out some me time with Nivea Body Oil and Lotion. Awaken your senses.
Jikoko wameamua kujoin dance ya chini kwa chini kibei, yani jiko sao sote wameamua kupunguza bei. Chini kwa chini, 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 chini kwa chini.
Okoa Krisi na Jikokoa. Jikokoa, jiko asili ya Kenya.
Got together beautifully at GMC Place. Enjoy our succulent meals in a serene setting with a varied choice of fun games for the little ones. Cup it up with a cuppa or a cocktail, all available to your taste. Discover the joy of a warm pool by diving into the Blue Oasis heated pool. Or at GMC Place, the fun never ends. Make your reservation today on 0701 560 560.
Mimi naitwa James Ng'ang'a Mwangi, bibi yangu anaitwa Beatrice Wajiro Ng'ang'a. Sisi tuliandikwa 1979 kwa sauli ilionelea ni peo pesa yangu yote kwa Rafad. Mimi sikusumbuliwa hata kidogo. Niko na nyumba kama hii mnaona hapa, ilijaga na hiyo pesa. Kwa sauli tuko na ng'ombe, tuko na mbuzi, tuko na kuku, kijana ndogo, hata mtu wote iko biashara. aingie Love Fund, itasaidia. Na naona mimi nafaidika kwa hiyo pesa ya Love Fund. Watu wa Love Fund, mimi nawashukuru.
Love Fund, celebrating 60 years of service.
Maji mdosi wangu ametupa simu yangu ndani ya maji.
Mdosi wako kwa sawa.
Venye Nkirota ameniambia ajui na akimpigia simu ashiki. Hi guy, what the?
For the women who deserve more, Moped is now in Kenya and more than 40 countries. With its nylon-free surface, new Moped has unique softness and up to 100% protection. Your skin will love it.
Christmas time, never had this much time to share good vibes, love and happiness. Christmas time, never had this much time to now. Christmas time, never had this much time to share good vibes, love and happiness. Christmas time, never had this much time to now.
Behind the greatest goals is a great assist. As the official banking partner of the Premier League, Absa is giving you the ultimate assist so you can achieve your goals this season.
That is a cracking assist!
You're getting all the games, goals and glory, exclusive access to legends and players, plus game-changing banking solutions. Follow your local Absa Facebook page for more. Get the assist from Absa and get things done. That's Africanacity. That's Absa.
Christmas, jaza kwa sababu there's a whooping 1 million bob to be won. All you have to do ni kupiga shopping worth 1,500 and above. Na uko ndani ya draw. Krisi, ibambe na Quickmart. Quickmart, fresh and easy.
Maji mdosi wangu ametupa simu yangu ndani ya maji.
Mdosi wako kwa sawa.
Venye Nkirota ameniambia ajui na akimpigia simu ashiki. Hi guy, what the?
For the women who deserve more, Moped is now in Kenya and more than 40 countries. With its nylon-free surface, new Moped has unique softness and up to 100% protection. Your skin will love it.
Roofing Insights. When roofing, choose custom-made roofing mabati that saves up to 25% on off-cut cost. Ensure the company has variety of colors and profiles to choose from. Must be KEBS certified and provide fast and free delivery countrywide. You can now enjoy our Christmas mega sales on all tile profile, charcoal grey, matte finish gauge 28 at only 645 shillings per meter. Visit any of our factory showrooms in Kitengela along Namanga Roads or Meru Makutano.
From far with you. I even gifted you a magnificent house. Rosa, it's the thought that counts. Please help me.
When it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Panadol Baby and Infant, tough on fever, gentle on your child.
Kuna moja nduzi, so I think miguu mbili nahitaji hapa na hapa.
I'm empowered girl from Korea.
But everybody was just do it.
I'm not sure of what the faces of those who will be going to Doha look like, but I'm certain they look like us. Mti inaweza geuka hivi na nikose kufika Nairobi.
What comes to your mind when you think of the perfect home for your family? Is it the beauty, the comfort, the security, the convenience, or even the affordability? Victory Gardens offers exactly that and much more. Call us today on 0790 300 300.
We continue with some very sad news as 3 children from the same family drowned in a dam in Mokinyai village in Molo. The children were playing near the quarry which was flooded following heavy rains in the area recently. The siblings drowned as they tried to rescue each other. Rose Wangoi has that story.
Peter Kanieru is a broken man. His 3 children are no more. His wife, Hannah Wanjiru, is lost for words. The tragedy that unfolded on Saturday afternoon after 3 children drowned while playing near a flooded quarry was today felt in Mkinyai village, Molo sub-county. The quarry was flooded following heavy rains that have been experienced in the region over the recent weeks. It is suspected that the children were playing around the open quarry when they accidentally slipped into the pool of water. The 3, a girl and 2 boys aged 15, 12 and 8, were all pupils at Mkinyai Primary School. The children are believed to have drowned as they tried to rescue each other. Going by the area assistant chief's account, the boy aged 12 drowned as he tried to rescue his younger brother. The eldest among them, their 15-year-old sister, slipped to her death as well as trying to save their lives.
Walikuwa wanaenda kuchota maji, lakini walikuwa wameichota na wakaiweka kando. Ilikuwa imechotwa. Sasa sijui ni nini waliona, ndio wakaingia huko kwa hiyo dam.
Local divers helped retrieve the bodies minutes after an alert was sent of the unfortunate incident.
Nilikuwa na watoto 4 na mmoja ndio ako nyumbani. Sasa 3 ndio wameenda.
Hapo ni hatari, lakini sasa unaona waliingia hapo ndani, wengine watakuja tu wafuata nini, waingie tena kwa maji ndani. Hii inastahili iondolewe hapo.
The incident triggered protest by the locals in the area demanding closure of illegal quarries and compensation for the families affected. The bodies of the 3 siblings have been taken to Molo Sub-County Hospital mortuary. Rozongoi, NTV.
Say pole sana to the family of Peter for that loss. Now, as we go into the sports news, this is something that you'll probably notice or already have in our coverage so far. The Nation Media Group has decided to withdraw cross-platform coverage of all BetKing Premier League matches and any activity related to the Football Kenya Federation. This is after NMG journalists were barred from gaining entry into the Inya National Stadium to cover the league match between Gor Mahia and Ulinzi Stars on Saturday by policemen under instruction by the FKF. The move continues until normalcy resumes, with journalists granted access to the leagues and other public engagements by the Federation. NMG's editorial director, Mutuma Matthew, maintains that the group will settle for nothing less than the upholding of our journalists' fundamental rights and freedoms. Sports is up next.
A very good evening. Time for the latest in the world of sport. And Southampton moved into the English Premier League's top 4 by sweeping aside bottom club Sheffield United 3-0. Che Adams pounced in the box to poke in the openers. Stuart Armstrong scored a deflected second, and Nathan Redmond Do enjoy your viewing.
And that's it for NTV Weekend Edition. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a good start to the week, and thank you to Flora Tieno for the sign language interpretation and the team that made this possible. Keep safe.
This is NTV.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain.
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Parenting is all about learning when to be tough and when to be gentle. Tough, gentle. But when it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Tough call. Panadol Baby and Infant. Tough on fever, gentle on your child.
From 2013 to 2019, we've seen our public debt go from almost 1.2 trillion to about 6 trillion.
Are we borrowing for the right reasons? In many cases, the initial reasons are very noble. But eventually, either we change those plans, we adjust them, we increase the costs.
So a lot of businesses are not able to provide the taxes that government needs to be able to service its debt.
Kama vile wanasema watapeleka mzigo yote iende Naivasha. Nafikiri Mombasa itaisha completely.
When government has no revenues to